Angle in the first. Watch out.
Look at this. Upton pops it up. Left side, Elvis Anderson's backpedaling. He is under it. He puts it away. The Texas Rangers have won a postseason series.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you Tuesday night. Rangers once again leading 7-3 against the Orioles. And Robert Garcia is able to get out of the 8th inning, 1-2-3, clean inning. What is life right now? Robert Garcia, no drama, no stress, no seatbelt needed, no barf bag needed. We're good, fam. Rangers heading to the top of the 9th inning. Let's go, Rangers, man. Corey Seager, Jake Berger, Jock Peterson up to bat next. We're going to finish this game out with y'all, give you a little live play-by-play color commentary, and we will slide right into that post-game analysis as well. Thank you for hanging out here right on Rangers. Y'all know the drill. We cover everything Texas sports, but we put a big emphasis on the Rangers during the MLB season, and we thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. You hanging out, you haven't hit that follow button yet, let's go. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're on TikTok. Turn notifications on so you can stay up to date with all of our latest and greatest content. It's been a pretty good game so far, man. It has been a pretty good game. No complaints here. I mean, you had a pretty tight one early on. Jacob deGrom, a lot of swing and miss today, but ultimately a little uneven. 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs for deGrom. Did give up a home run. Did give up a double to Gunnar Henderson. Looked like Wyatt maybe could have played it a little better. I still think it probably would have gone for a double and gotten just over his head. It was a tough play. And look, without really going back and breaking down Wyatt's entire route to the ball, tough to say, but that's what ultimately chased deGrom from the game, that Gunnar Henderson double. Cole Winn, man, stone's a steal. We've talked about Winnie. He has been incredible so far coming into these big, pressureful situations. You got a runner on second, go-ahead run out there, and you've got Pete Alonso, one of the best hitters in baseball, up at the plate. Cole Winn strikes him out, sets him down, and then goes out and pitches another clean inning after that. Good stuff from Cole Winn. And Corey Seager sends this one deep into the seats, and the Rangers are up 8-3. Now we're cooking. Corey Seager, no doubter, solo shot. And the Rangers bats, they came to play today, man. They have been live so far on this road trip, and especially in Baltimore. Corey Seager mashes one, and the Rangers add an insurance run here. 5-run lead. This is fun, y'all. This is just fun right now. Good stuff, man. That brings up Jake Berger. Got his first hit in his last AB. He's going to pop this one up to Gunnar Henderson, and it's quickly going to be one down here. Jock Peterson stepping in. Corey Seager, the numbers on Siegs, by the way, 101.7 off the bat, 395 feet, 28-degree launch angle. Have a day, Siegs. Have a day. 2 for 4, a walk, 2 RBI. Corey Seager, 333, 1125 OPS. This man, I think I posted about this probably about a week ago. Corey Seager, statistically over the course of his career, his OPS is about 100 points lower in March and April than any other month. Like Corey Seager, over the course of his career, in every month, not March, April, he is about an 850 OPS hitter. It's very consistent. March and April, the career OPS is about 760. He's making a statement in the early days of this 2026 season, though, bucking that trend a little bit. Notorious slow starter, not in 2026. I love seeing that from Siegs. Jock Peterson, 2-1 count right now. Jock is 0 for 3. Look, to give Jock some credit, he's hit the ball hard tonight. I know it has not resulted in hits, but Jock Peterson has made some good contact. I cannot say he looks completely lost up there this evening. I want to be fair. I think you guys know where I stand on Jock. The jury's out for me. I'm not sure that Jock is going to start tearing the cover off the ball anytime soon. He pops this one up, foul territory. It's going to hang in play. And that was, look, 90 miles an hour off the bat. Definitely hit well. But Jock Peterson, 0 for 4 on the night. Interesting that they left him in. You saw Jock Peterson get left in against a lefty. It did not go great. But at the same time, I thought maybe you'd see Andrew McCutchen in that spot. Skip Schumacher kind of showing you that he is willing to stick with some of his guys, even in lefty-lefty, righty-righty matchups. So McCutchen had an opportunity the other day. You have now got Jock Peterson getting an opportunity to stay in the ball game. There's going to be a challenge right here. And Josh Smith is wrong on the challenge. I think Rangers are down to 1 remaining. Look, we're going to talk about the challenges. The Rangers have had an interesting start to the season with the challenge system. And I've got a couple of thoughts I want to share. We're going to finish out this ball game right now. Smitty's going to rip a single. Good to see, because I was just about to say, with the numbers Smith has been putting out at the beginning of the year, a little bit concerning. And here's why. And that ball was very well struck. So I'm glad to see Josh Smith connect here late in this one. Josh Smith, 12th percentile coming into this game in exit velo, 12th percentile coming into this game in swing speed, bat speed. I really was a little bit worried when I saw Josh Smith start to this one. He is a guy I think you've got to keep your eye on here. We all like Smitty. We all want to see him succeed. Good to see him getting on base right there. It's been a little bit of a slow start for him. I know it's early. He got the day off the other day, hitting 200 with the 533 OPS. Again, you have to take all these stats with a grain of salt, but the slow bat speed and the low exit velocity, just looking at that before the game today, had me a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But good, Smitty's on base, and we got maybe a little 2-out rally coming. DJ up to bat. Danny Jansen, he is 3 for 4 on the night with a 3-run bomb that broke this game wide open. I made kind of a little quip. You guys know, some of the OGs, you know how I roll on social media. Like, let's have some fun, man. And some people, I think, take things a little bit too seriously, but there's a little truth behind every joke. And I do think if the Rangers are going to get this kind of production from the catcher spot, if they're going to get this kind of production from the bottom of the order, league needs to be on notice, man. They've got a very solid top 4. Top 5, if you throw in McCutchen, who's hitting well right now, perhaps. They've got a very solid top 4, top 5. If they can get the 6 through 9 spots hitting, this offense can be special. And Danny Jansen, off to a good start this year. DJ hitting 308 with a 923 OPS in a small sample size. Good to see him coming up huge. And speaking of, Ezekiel Duran. Zeke Duran coming up in a big spot, man. Getting the start for Josh Young today. Zeke Duran, 1 for 4 with a home run that started the scoring in this one. Gave the Rangers a 1-0 lead. He has left some people on base today. I'll tell you what, Duran is not taking over Josh Young's spot as of yet. But that home run today, that to me, it's got to be putting Josh Young a little bit on notice, man. Like, I think if you and I put Josh Young and Zeke Duran next to each other, I think most of us in our heart of hearts are going to say, you know what? Josh Young gives me the higher upside. I'm going with him. If you're just looking at production, though, and what Josh Young has done over the past 2 seasons. It's not like Zeke Duran has given you that much better. Don't get it twisted. But it's really hard to justify there not being any kind of platoon when you've got the production that you've gotten from Josh so far, which has just been bad to start this season. It wasn't great last year to end the season. He was struggling in September, caught a little bit of a heater in August. I don't think that Josh Young has lost his spot, but we did call it on the show yesterday. I said, don't be surprised if they give JJ a breather. And sure enough, they did it right away today. We'll see what Skip does in the day game. If he sticks with Zeke Duran, tough to bench a guy that's just hit a home run the day before. Really, really tough. We'll see what ends up happening. Chris Martin, by the way, in the ball game right now, pitching for the 3rd time in 4 days. Hello. I'm a little nervous about this, aren't y'all? Like, didn't we say coming into the season, didn't we say that we were going to take it easy on Chris Martin? I thought that was what everyone was talking about early on, man. They got to space Martin out. No more back-to-back-to-backs. And I know this isn't a back-to-back-to-back, but still, 3 times in 4 days. It feels a little bit overzealous. I'm not going to lie. By the way, they just showed Kumar Rocker throwing in the pen. Maybe possible he's getting in a little bit of work here. I don't know. Interesting there. Baxic just said usually you're not throwing a bullpen if you're going to be the starter the next day. Maybe they're going to do some kind of piggyback, Lats and Rocker combo. Could that be what they're doing? I could possibly see that happening. Maybe they're kind of going that direction. Lats, let's see, he threw on Saturday, Wednesday. He threw 4 innings. Don't know how many pitches he threw. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe they're going to do a little Lats Rocker combo tomorrow. Lats threw 4 innings. Otherwise, I'm a little stumped. Evo, I wonder if they're going to save Evo for the home opener. That's my only thought in this. Are they trying to save Evo for the home opener? Which would be awesome for the fans. I think that would be incredible. If Evo could start your home opener, he doesn't pitch tomorrow. I don't think they've announced a starter yet. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I don't think they've announced a starter yet for tomorrow's game, but I'll check ESPN. They always seem to have the matchup a little bit beforehand. We'll see what we got going on. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Yeah, so we got a single here. It's getting a little bit dicey. It's nice you got a 5-run lead, but Martin, a little bit rocky to start off the game here, unfortunately. To start off his outing, I should say. We'll see if he is able to settle in, bear down here, and get some outs. We keep on going. ESPN showed Rocker for the starter. I mean, makes sense. It should be Rocker's turn, but who knows what's going on? Who knows what Skip's cooking right now? All right, Martin is useless. Cross, man. I don't know if he's useless, but I am not sure about all of this 3 times in 4 days stuff, man. Just feels like a lot to start the year. Feels like a lot. Are we about to see Tyler Alexander come in and get another save? Hard hit in the gap. Nimmo gets a good jump on it. We are going to get the runner advancing to third. It's going to be 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And C-Mart, 1 pitch away, a little double play ball ought to do the trick. But that was hard hit. That was hard hit. Little mound visit here. There was a charge in that one. Nimmo got a great jump. Little things that don't show up in the box score. And that ball was smoked in the gap. Nimmo read it right away off the bat. Brandon Nimmo, by the way, had the RBI, technically the game-winning RBI that put the Rangers up 4-3, and they have not relinquished that lead. So, look, Brandon Nimmo, it's hard to quantify exactly his impact in a good way. I say that, like, in the field, pretty solid fielder. Obviously, he's not Dolly, but just up at the plate, the way he grinds out ABs, the way that he can obviously put a charge in the baseball, but also just come through with a solid line drive single. I have loved every game I've watched Brandon Nimmo. Just an easy guy to root for, too. What a move. I mean, that's a great move by Chris Young. I was very impressed with it when it happened. Big fan of it. Wanted the Rangers to do a little more in the offseason, just being real. Yeah, getting a little bit greedy. Call it whatever you want. But the Nimmo for Adolis, essentially, I know Semien was the one who was traded to New York, but essentially you replace Nimmo with Adolis Garcia. That is having a huge impact right now. By the way, Adolis Garcia, first home run of the season. Don't know if you saw that. Dolly goes deep. What's it at? 5 games, 6 games in? We'll see what kind of year he ends up having. But Adolis getting it going, getting the long ball going in Philly. Good for him. I said it on the show on Saturday or Sunday. I have no ill will towards Adolis Garcia. He's a franchise legend. Clearly, I did not want to see Adolis Garcia do well against the Rangers at all. But I will cheer for Adolis playing against anybody else. Chris Martin, by the way, getting a chase here. Fastball above the zone. I have said this many times. I'm going to keep on saying it. Chris Martin, one of the best chase percentages in the league in 2025. Better chase percentage than Skeens, Skubal, and our very own Jacob deGrom. No, I am not lying. I'm not pulling that out of my butt. The dude can get the chase. And that is why I like him in the closer role. I don't like the fact that he is the age that he is and he's had the injuries that he's had, and the Rangers are using him a lot out of the gate. He's not a bad closer option if he's at full health. He's really not. We'll see how he holds up this year. That is going to be a big thing to watch. Taylor Ward steps up to the plate. The Orioles' last hope in the bottom of the 9th. Runners on first and third, 2 out. It is a 1-1 count. Runners going to advance to second on defensive indifference. And we have second and third now. Martin is past his prime, not consistent enough. I mean, look, I hear you, but when I tell you that the man has a better chase percentage than Paul Skeens, that doesn't really ring past your prime to me. I think the dude has some issues staying healthy. I still think he can throw the baseball very well if health is not a concern. Keep on going. Nimmo has definitely proven to be an asset, not a hindrance. Totally agree on that, 100%. John, my guy, where's Alexander? Look, not needed tonight, I guess, but shoot, if these 2 runs score, you might have to get Tyler Alexander up. Nimmo's hitting 500. Semien's hitting $125. Is that right? Nimmo's at 364, 917 OPS. I mean, it's a huge, huge deal replacing Marcus Semien, replacing Adolis Garcia with a guy like Brandon Nimmo, whichever one you want to sub Nimmo in for and them out for. Let's go, Rangers. Tristan, yes, sir. Matt, 100% on this. Love El Bombi. I love Semien too, but definitely a big upgrade. And we've got a double in the gap here. It is going to be a 3-run ball game. Chris Martin having some issues today, giving up several hard-hit baseballs, and the Orioles are still alive. 1 out. Taylor Ward, a 4-hit ball game. That was a hung slider right down the middle. Ward rips it. Rips it. Maybe not even a slider. I think that was a cutter. 92, right down the pipe, and Ward did not miss it. My guy is hot. Y'all remember, Taylor Ward was my number 1 trade. I wanted the Rangers to go get Taylor Ward last year. I'm a big Taylor Ward fan. I really, really like his game, and I wish the Rangers would have figured out a way last year to bring him aboard. He is solid, man. He is a very solid player. Yes, there are some holes in the game, but he's showing you why right now. 4 knocks. Chris Martin getting a little mound visit here. Gunnar Henderson up. So tying run in the on-deck circle. And it's Tyler Alexander warming up. Tyler Alexander, baby. Who would have thought? Tyler Alexander, 2 saves in 4 games. Is bro about to make it 3 and 5? Things I did not have on my bingo card in 2026 for the Rangers. Tyler Alexander potentially nailing down his 3rd save of the season in 5 games. Wow. We keep rolling. Pitch on the corner here from Martin. Good stuff. Good start to the AB. Gunnar Henderson 1 for 4 with that double off deGrom that chased Jacob deGrom ultimately from the game. And here is a ground ball. Gunnar Henderson going to get thrown out at first. Josh Smith takes care of him. And the Rangers have won their 4th straight ball game. They improve on the year. Get another win under the belt. They are now 4-1 on the season. We've got Chris Martin somehow finding a way. Danny Jansen delivering a big home run, some big insurance runs. Hello in column. Cue the I Like Texas music. Rangers go for the sweep tomorrow morning. I guess technically just very slightly afternoon in Baltimore before heading back on the road. To get back to Arlington Friday night home opener. Should be good stuff. Let's go. Let's go. Jansen, how big was that home run by Danny Jansen, man? How big is that bomb? Especially with those 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 9th. What a win. Great win. Tight game in the early stages, right? It was 1-1 heading into the 5th inning. It was 3-3 heading into the 6th inning. Brandon Nimmo singles home the go-ahead run to make it 4-3. Danny Jansen steps up and delivers a big 3-run homer to give the Rangers cushion. They tack on another insurance run in the 9th. Orioles clap back with 2 in the bottom half, but not enough. We got, by the way, in terms of the decision-making, Cole Winn gets the win, and no save situation, no hold situation. Cole Winn now 1-0 on the year. Cole Winn was phenomenal. He came into a pressure-packed spot, runner on second base, go-ahead run on second base. Pete Alonso up to bat, got Pete swinging. Cole Winn has been great. He's been nails to start this year. Things I love to see. Keep on rolling, man. We are going to do a lot of a lot of Q&A. We're going to take y'all's comments along the way. I've got a few other things to talk through with you. Of course, you know I do. We could go on forever and ever, but y'all help me keep the show fresh. Let me know what you want to talk about. I'll be trying to check TikTok. I'll be trying to check X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. All you guys, let me know what you want to discuss. A lot of good stuff, man. 4-1 on the year. Always good to get out to a hot start. We talked about it last night. It doesn't always work out. Rangers started 8-2 last year, and then they ran into some trouble, right? We'll knock on wood for them. But the Rangers start out once again on a very, very good note, and they look to take the series to a sweep tomorrow. Already have won the series 2 games out of 3. Let's make it 3 for 3 tomorrow, man. To go into the off day, happy flight back home, and then you go into Friday night home opener. There we go. All right, y'all. Need to do something about that 9th inning. You know, it is crazy. Zach, appreciate the comment, man. I mean, consider this, right? Consider this. The Rangers have had, 4 out of 5 games be save situations? 4 out of 5 games, you're essentially in a save-like situation. I know that Martin stayed in the game and got the final out, but, I mean, by the last out, it's a 3-run ball game. It's a save situation. I know Martin doesn't get credited with the save. If Tyler Alexander comes in and gets the final out, he gets the save. I think 4 out of 5 games have been technically save situations. This feels a lot like what we did last year. We were playing all of these tight games where you're either up 1, up 2, or down 1, down 2, or tied going into the 8th or 9th inning. It feels like the Rangers are playing a little bit the same way this year. I know they were up 8-3 heading into the 9th. I mean, they need this insurance. They totally need this insurance. Right now, though, let's focus on the positive, man. It's 4 wins in 5 games. You love to see it. Jacob deGrom was great seeing him dealing today. First start of the year, 7 Ks. Did give up the long ball and the extra base hit to Gunnar Henderson. And obviously, we know that deGrom is going to get sharper and sharper as time goes on. But the bullpen, minus Chris Martin today, bullpen continues to be really, really solid. I tweeted out something this morning. Like, the rest of the league, man, you're looking at Chris Martin you're looking at Chris Young spending pennies on these bullpen pieces, and the Rangers just continuing to really just take a very, very little and make it into an extremely serviceable pen. Rangers so far looking good in the bullpen department, minus the 9th inning. That's how I feel. That's where I'm at right now. I too am concerned about the 9th, but as a whole, bullpen looks pretty good. They really do. We just need to find someone who can get out in the 9th 100%. Back end of the pen, McJ, I'm with you on that. Good to see you, my guy, as always. If this was last year's offense, we might be 1-4. Offense definitely has improved big time. Mace, always good to see you. Held my breath on Wyatt's attempt on that ball earlier. Looked like he hit the wall awkwardly. I'm with you on that. Wyatt, absolutely. You definitely hold your breath and cross the fingers sometimes. We know he's dealt with some injuries here and there. He's missed 30 games each of the last 2 seasons. I'm with you. How about Jock's 0-for-5 performance with McCutcheon on the bench? Look, by the way, what's good, man? Love you. Good to see you. You don't have to tell me twice about Jock Peterson. You do not have to tell me twice. Jock 0-for-5 tonight. 0-for-4 tonight, sorry, with the walk. Look, Jock hit the ball hard a couple of times today. He's still hitless on the season. I do not have a lot more I can really pump up with Jock Peterson. By the way, Ranger Savant, who I love. If y'all don't follow Ranger Savant, go follow him. I don't think he's hanging out tonight, although he pops in sometimes on TikTok. But he put out a video today in defense of Jock Peterson. And you know what? I want him to be right so badly. I just want to say that out loud because I know I come across as an absolute troll, an absolute hater of Jock Peterson, and I'm not. But you got to call stuff on the carpet, man. Like, I can't sit around and sugarcoat a turd, man. I really can't do it. It's so hard for me. I love being glass half full guy if I can, but I don't want to be disingenuous. Jock Peterson is absolutely hitting the ball hard. That was actually one of the main points of the Rangers Savant video. I think the exit velo is upper 90s on average when he does make contact. So that is one thing with Jock Peterson that you look at and you say, okay, this is a positive. But it is a production-based league. You can look at advanced stats until we're blue in the face. You got to get hits, man. It sucks that the game is the way it is, but you can only ride advanced stats for so long. And then you're just staring at a 0 average and you're like, okay, great. The dude hits it 90s, but he's not getting on base. He's not getting hits. I just don't think you can play that game with Jock Peterson. Well, at least he's, got an EV in the 90s. I'm just not there with Jock. I think we did that game last year. We did that song and dance last year with Jock Peterson because he was so bad. The only thing that you could look at to be slightly encouraged were the advanced stats on the Baseball Savant page. And you could say, oh, dude's getting unlucky. Oh, dude's still hitting the ball hard. Oh, the launch angle, blah, 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 blah. The reality is, dude, you were hitting under 100 and sub 500 OPS for a large part of the season. That's just not going to play. It doesn't matter how good the advanced stats are. With Ranger Savant on the fact that it is a good sign that he's at least hitting the ball hard, I don't think that it's going to end up working out. If I'm a betting man, and I am on occasion, I am not betting that Jock Peterson is going to turn this around majorly. I do think he might be serviceable at times. I could see him coming through with some big hits here and there. I think I said the ceiling to me for Jock feels like 225, 650. 225 average, 650 OPS. That's where it feels like it's landing for Jock Peterson. I think that's the ceiling. I don't think 700s in the OPS department is the ceiling right now. By the way, freaking hilarious on the MLB app. I don't know if you watched or if you pay attention to the at-bat, but they've done like this little, I don't know if it's AI, but they'll occasionally like throw different stats up there about the players in the live game log. And they did one on Jock Peterson, and they were like, Jock Peterson hit 904 for OPS in 2024, and then dropped 300 points down to a 605 OPS in 2025. And like they put the league average up there. It was way below where Jock was way higher than what Jock was at. Like even the MLB app is roasting Jock right now. Like you can't make this stuff up. Too much. Jock is heading to the DFA list a lot faster than any player I've ever seen. You never know. You never know. I mean, he might hang around. I don't think it's going to happen, but he might hang around. Darnell, good to see you, man. I think Jock is going to end up retiring. I don't know. Maybe he latches on a 1-year deal after this year somewhere else. I don't think it's going to be in Arlington. I mean, there might be riots in the street if they re-up Jock Peterson. Like, I'm sorry. He would have to have some prolific run for the Rangers to sign him to an additional year and for the fans not to riot. I mean, this guy would have to have a Josh Hamilton-esque type run. We're talking about like 07 Josh Hamilton, 08 Josh Hamilton. You know what I mean? 08 Josh Hamilton was MVP year, right? So it would have to be something crazy like that. Jock Peterson, yeah, he's headed for retirement, I think, sooner rather than later. Duran got the start at third base and said, this is my spot. Sam, what's good, man? Look, Duran makes the most of it. Appreciate the gift, Jamie, by the way. You're awesome, brother. I think Duran is putting Josh Young on notice. I think JJ is still going to get starts. I don't think this is, a benching for any extended period of time, but it's got to be a kick in the butt. I mean, it has got to jolt you. You're watching Zeke Duran get a start over you and then hit a bomb. Like, I'm sorry, that has to affect you at least a little bit. I'm sure Josh is happy the team won, but let's be real. You're sitting in the dugout. You know that Zeke Duran is taking your place because you have had an offer to start the season, and he hits a bomb in his first AB. That doesn't feel awesome as a guy who's getting benched in that moment. Is it great for the team as a whole? Absolutely. Absolutely. But as a former ball player, and you know what? I would love to sit here and say that I never rode the bench at any point in my baseball career. I absolutely cannot say that. Look, it hurts when somebody takes your spot, and yeah, at the end of the day, you're for the team, but it burns you up a little bit when you see the guy in front of you actually getting hits, actually contributing, and you know that you're doing the opposite. I think JJ should be back in the lineup tomorrow, but if this continues, if he doesn't have a good game tomorrow, I think more benchings are in his future. When Cody Freeman gets back from the IL, I think that's another name that you got to watch for potentially stealing some ABs. I don't think they're messing around. Like, I don't think they are messing around at all when it comes to third base, when it comes to DH. I don't think they're going to mess around either. I do think they're going to try and draw positives from what Jock did today up at the plate with the exit velocities. I think if you ask Skip Schumacher, if you asked some of the coaching staff or CY, they would all point to how Jock hit the ball hard today. Nevertheless, the average is still 0. The OPS is 182. This is not great. So you can spin the Jock Peterson stuff however you want. You can spin the Josh Young stuff however you want. Josh Young has been hitting the ball hard to start the year. When your average says zeros, triple zeros, again, the advanced stats at some point have to be secondary. I can only ride those for positive vibes for so long when I'm staring at a $182 OPS. Whew! Evo starting tomorrow? Wow, interesting. Interesting, man. I did not see that one coming. I really thought maybe they are going to decide to push Evo back to Friday, to the home opener. That was my honest opinion, y'all. I really thought that would be what they end up doing. By the way, Texas opens up a 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds Friday night at Globe Life. I thought Evo would be on the bump that Friday night. That felt like what they were trying to figure out. So, all right. Evo starting on Wednesday. Here we go. So they skip Kumar Rocker in the rotation. Maybe Rock gets the home opener. Maybe that's what they're going to end up doing. I don't mind Evo tomorrow for the series sweep. I really don't. I think Evo tomorrow for the series sweep is 100% going to be good baseball and a great opportunity for the Rangers to go 5-1 and extend their lead even more so in the AL West. Sounds good to me. By the way, tomorrow's game at 11:35 Texas time. I am going to be in the early morning at 9:35 start out here in Vegas. Jeez. Let's keep rolling, man. What do we got? Gore Friday? Maybe. Mick J, maybe they're just skipping Rocker? I don't know. Maybe. Martin is done for. Oof. Yeah, look, Martin, to me, definitely a little bit of a rocky start to start the year. We will see what ends up happening. I don't know that the Chris Martin as closer thing is working out very good. I'm not sure that Skip is going to be super encouraged by Chris Martin's outing. Martin got hit very hard tonight. You were hoping that it was going to be low stress, and it really wasn't. So Martin, I think, is a question mark at this stage. And you consider Tyler Alexander, 2 saves, 2 for 2 in save opportunities. You know, Robert Garcia is probably going to get other save ops at some point. I hate to break it to y'all. I 100% see him getting another chance, especially with Chris Martin not really nailing it down. Cole Winn is a guy I think eventually is going to force the Rangers to consider as a closer. I think Cole would be a good closer. He's got that high-octane fastball. He's got a great sinker. There's a lot to like about Cole Winn in a closer role. Only thing that I need to see more of from Cole Winn is limiting the walks. He did have another walk tonight. That was the only base runner he allowed, but I feel like that day is coming sooner rather than later. Cole Winn being thrust into an even higher leverage role. I feel like right now the Rangers are using Cole very much exclusively in the earlier innings after the starter has come out in big moments, right? The Alonso at bat was a big moment in this game. You just had the Gunnar Henderson double that made it a 3-3 ball game, and you've got Orioles with some momentum. You bring in Cole Winn against one of the best hitters in baseball, and he ends up K-ing him to go to the bottom or to go to the top half of the next inning. Very, very impressive from him early on. I do think that is a guy that will likely force his way into a potential 8th, 9th inning role sooner rather than later. We keep going. Eflin, yeah, he had some elbow discomfort. He was out of the game early on, only through 3 2/3 innings. Teodo, I think, is doing okay down in the minors. I think the fastball was high 90s the other night. I saw one of his box scores, and then I went and I looked at some of the velos. He looks to be throwing pretty well, so good for him. I don't think they're going to bring up Teodo. I think that they will allow him to have a little bit of a season in the minor leagues in AAA, but we'll see what happens with him. You know, you're 1 or 2 injuries away from needing to call up some of those guys. Cole Winn back to Gatorade High School Player of the Year in different states, never ever done before. Cole Winn is having a very, very good 2 or 3 year run here. Feels like he was kind of plateauing a little bit. You know, he got drafted in 2018. This isn't a guy that, you know, just got drafted a couple years ago. He's been in the Rangers system for a while. If we could just be honest and be real here, it is about time that he popped. And so it's great to see Cole Winn. Just seems like a great guy, has worked hard, has stuck with it, stayed the course. And he is probably going to be getting an opportunity here to be the guy late in ball games if he continues this. Alexis Diaz averaged 94.6 the other night, topped out at 95.9. Hopefully Alexis Diaz can figure it out. Hopefully he can. By the way, how many of y'all are going to be at opening day or opening weekend? Let me know in the comments. Are y'all going to some games this weekend? Jealous. I got to live vicariously through you guys. I'll be doing my usual thing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Easter Sunday coming up. God's blessings to all who celebrate. I will be probably live at some point on Easter, maybe in the afternoon. Kiddos are chilling out, taking a nap, something like that. We'll hop on and we'll do a live real quick. I'll be Friday, Saturday as well, by the way. We won't be live right after the game tomorrow. Tomorrow's game, a little too early. Like I joked with y'all last night, I'd love for this to be the day job one day. That's the plan. That's the goal. That'd be awesome. But we'll be at work finishing out the game. I'll probably be posting here and there on some of the breaks that I get throughout the day. But I will absolutely do a live show probably in the early evening. So the game will probably get done, maybe like, 2 o'clock or so Texas time. I probably won't be live till around 6 or 6:30, if I had to guess. Probably be about 6 or 6:30 before I go live Texas time tomorrow, just to let y'all know. Won't be, but I'll be at the Rough Riders home opener in the press box. Let's go. Let's go. That's awesome. That is awesome. July 11th, there you go. No Peagles anymore, right? I bet the uniforms are just going to be normal. Maybe they'll bust out the rumored City Connects tomorrow night. Who knows? But I would imagine they're going to go traditional. We'll see what ends up happening, but I don't think they're going to do the City Connects on Friday. Are the Rangers back or too early? Man, it's never too early. It is never too early. I went off on this, so I'm not going to do it again. I went off on this last night. Man, every freaking game is important. Every one of these games matters. I'm not going to rip anybody's head off, at least too harshly, maybe a little bit, if you try and tell me it's too early. But I just don't have any care to start saying things like that, man. Every game to me matters, and every game is important. You look back on some of these games at the beginning of the year, and you know what? You say to yourself, man, I wish we would have won 1 or 2 more games early on when everybody was saying it's not a big deal. I think I replied to somebody last night on X who was kind of giving me a little bit of a hard time about this. And, last year I had people telling me it was early in June. Y'all, June. I had people, when I would criticize Jock Peterson or when I would criticize, Boch for not making more moves, they would tell me, bro, it's June. It's early. June? We played like 60 games by then. At what point is it not early anymore? And I've just decided I'm not waiting around for it, man. I'm treating every single game, and I'm going to cover it like it's a freaking playoff game. If you like that, you're in the right place. If you don't, I guess keep coming back and trolling and hating on it. But that's how I am going to cover this team, man. Like, every freaking game is a playoff game. I think that a lot of y'all will appreciate that. It's what I like to do, and it's the content I like to make, so we're sticking with it. We're sticking with it, baby. All right, more comments. How did Josh Young do? He did not play. He is not doing well to start the year. We keep going. Hey, the hat, by the way, New Era. I don't know if it's still on the app, but that's where I got it. New Era. Get the app. They usually have a coupon or 2 running. This is a great hat. Trucker style, one of my favorites. 100%. You got to get one. Love the old school logo. One of my favorite hats, honestly. And I am going to wear this thing until the Rangers don't win anymore. We've had this hat on since Saturday, and we're keeping it on until the Rangers decide to do the opposite. Oof. Got to ride it out, man. Rangers are doing good. Yes, they are. 5 games down, 157 to go. 161-1 is still possible. Let's go. 161-1 can still happen. Hey, UT Nation, Discord link, by the way, I got to update. Let me update it on IG, but the only thing about the Discord, it's the one thing that I've monetized on the channel. Look, it's $2.99 a month. It's a great group of people. I know $2.99 is $2.99, so I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like, that money's not real, and y'all do so much to support the show, but that is the one thing. If you sign up, you become a subscriber or you become a member, I believe it is on YouTube. You hit that join button. I can get you into the Discord right after the show is over. I would love to have more people in there. It's already a great community. So, hey, if you join the membership, if you join the subscription on TikTok, that is the main benefit, and I would love to have you a part of it. Totally optional. Appreciate all the support you guys give to the show in so many different ways. Just being here, hanging out, the comments, following, dropping a like, sharing it. It's awesome. But again, you want to take your support to the next level. $2.99 a month on YouTube or on TikTok. Subscribe, join, and if you need help with it, definitely hit me up in the DMs. I'll be more than happy to walk you through it. Appreciate you guys. Hey, by the way, Josh Young, yeah, we talked about 0 for 17 to start the year. A lot of people talking about the Jungle Cat right now in the comments. We got pretty much every social running right now. Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, everything, man. So we're trying to keep up. But yeah, Josh Young's going to be back in the lineup. I don't think you are going to see Josh be sitting for any amount of time here. And it's in the Rangers' best interest that he figure it out. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, I know that we like the idea of somebody new stepping up, and, Zeke Duran hitting the bomb tonight is awesome. But let's not pretend here. Like, JJ coming through and being that guy, even if he's a step below what he was in 2023, I think you'll take that at this point. I am definitely not rooting for Josh Young to fail. I want to see him succeed. Jock Peterson, same thing. I know a lot of people are tired of Jock. I surely don't want to watch him strike out every single time. Some of y'all are like, I do. I'm hate watching that guy every single day. Now, not me. I'm really not. I think some people think I am. I'm not. I want to see Jock come through. Trust me, when that dude homers for the first time this year, if it happens, I will 100% be posting about it, giving him his credit. Maybe a little snarky comment mixed in. I can't promise anything. But I 100% will give the man his credit when he comes through for the Rangers this year. Not cheering against him, but it's not going well for either of the two J's, Josh or Jock, to start the year. Keep on going. I think we had Jock Peterson, Adolis, Simeon in the lineup last year. No wonder our offense sucked. Teflon, well said. Well said. Team is going to be gangbusters. Just wait. Appreciate the comment, man. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm excited about the offense. And I said at the beginning of the year, the offense was not what I was worried about coming out of spring training. I actually felt really good after watching almost every single game I could watch. I know not every game's televised, but quite a few were. I listened to games on the radio. You keep up in the MLB app, and you do your best. I felt pretty good about the offense. I was a little bit worried about the pitching, actually. Not necessarily, guys like Evo and deGrom. I think you worry a little bit about the health and how those guys are going to hold up. But when they're healthy, you're not really worried about Evo or deGrom. Mackenzie Gore, I think, was working on quite a bit in spring. The biggest thing for me was the pen. And so far, so good with the pen minus the 9th inning. Like, you take away some of the 9th inning antics, this pen's have been pretty solid. You look at Cole Winn, 0 ERA. Jacob Junis, 0 ERA. Robert Garcia, 0 ERA. I don't know how that works out. That doesn't feel right at all. But RG sitting there with a 0 ERA. All right now. Whew. Berger is second in the league with 9 hits already. Yeah, Berg had kind of a Texas leaguer single today. He was 1 for 5. I thought he was going to go golden sombrero there for a second, but Berger able to get a hit in his one of his last ABs. Berger's off to a great start. 409 average, 1162 OPS. Good stuff. Rangers averaging 5.8 runs so far. That was the magic number, remember? Like, if we could get to like 4 runs, I think it was 4 runs last year. It was like win, money in the bank every time. Averaging 5.8 runs. This is like lap of luxury right now, Rangers fans. 5.8 runs a game. Let's go. Do I believe in Young? If you just want my honest take, I don't really feel like either player is going to have an outstanding year. I hope for it. I wish for it. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. You want my honest take? I'm giving you my honest take. We can agree to disagree. I'm sure some of y'all think it's going to turn around, and I'm not rooting against you. I'm not. I don't want to be right, but if you ask me right now, is Josh Young going to have an above average season? I would say probably not, and I feel the same way about Jock Peterson. I think maybe you look at their years at the end and you say, or you look at their seasons and you're disappointed. I think that's a lot more likely than Josh Young or Jock Peterson returning to any kind of above average or elite level. That's just me, y'all. You can dislike what I have to say. I think a lot of you guys feel what I'm feeling. You want to be wrong, but you can't shake the gut of, I just don't think the turnaround is super, super likely. I would love to be wrong. I would love to eat a massive plate of crow when it comes to both of those players. Hope I do. Keep going. Where did I get the hat? Got the hat at New Era app. So definitely get on the New Era app, and you'll be able to find it there pretty quick. Hey, GD Cowboy, appreciate you, man. Go Rangers. Nemo's awesome. Richard, I'm with you on that. Caleb, yeah, love the leadoff style. I mean, he's a guy that can grind out at bats. Nemo absolutely can set that table for you. Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford coming up right after him. It's huge. Nemo, 2 hits, 1 RBI. Technically had the game-winning RBI, giving the Rangers that 4-3 lead that they never gave back. Nemo's been great. He really has been. Yeah, McJay, this is a good thing to bring up, actually. deGrom 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. And he was pissed, man, when he gave up the first ball of the inning. It was a pretty nasty pitch. I thought maybe he would get a bite, but the hitter held off, and he was not able to complete the immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts. It wasn't meant to be, but he ended up striking out the side anyways. It was fun, man. I was really hoping he was going to pull through. Mace, look, I am very interested in this discussion. New Jersey, there's a lot of new faces. You got Gore, you got Nemo. What's the hot jersey right now for new players, right? New players. Could be a rookie, could be a guy getting a shot. We'll say anybody's on the table. Has to be like minor leaguer or rookie or brand new to the team. Who's the hot jersey right now? I personally am kind of between McCutchen and Nimmo right now myself. McCutchen and Nimmo, to me, interesting. I don't know McCutchen if he's going to be around much longer than this year, but I told y'all last night, I don't think I've ever become a fan of a player more quickly. It has been so fun watching Kutch over the past 2 or 3 weeks. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, man. Maybe Nimmo just because of the staying power. Jerseys aren't cheap. I'm not a big-time jersey guy. I have a Seager jersey. I don't have a whole lot of other legit jerseys. I've got some jerseys, but I want to add one more jersey to the mix this year at some point. Might have to be Nimmo. Might have to be. Skip was potentially going to use Rocker in the 9th. McJ, source? I mean, I don't not believe you, bro, but what's the source? Was that Skip? Post-game? That's interesting. Rocker in the 9th, man. That is interesting. Maybe y'all are going to get your wish on Kumar Rocker in the 9th inning. I'm going to have to read up on this. Maybe I got some new content to talk about now for tomorrow's game. That is very interesting. McJ, straight from Skip, though? Straight from Skip, huh? Wow. That would have been wild. Maybe they're going to do it. Maybe they're going to pull the trigger on Rocker in the pen. I really thought that they were going to stay the course and keep him out of the pen. Maybe they're going to end up throwing him out there. I mean, it's not the worst option in the world short term. Don't get me wrong. Long term, I'm not sure it's best for Kumar. But for the team, short term, it might not be a bad idea. He said he's going to use Rocker as a starter next week. That makes sense. Interesting. The plot thickens in this closer dilemma that the Rangers currently find themselves in. Cole Winn, I think, already is a good reliever, Arrow, but I think he's going to be a name that the Rangers think about for late-game situations as well. Silas, I do think that might have been a component, but maybe Skip was actually thinking about doing it, man. Junis could be good, Richard. Junis, we talked about Jacob Junis. He pitched some ninth innings once Clase went down with the gambling allegations. So Junis is not totally unfamiliar with the ninth. It's a good point. Keep on going. Going to be very special to get a Kutch jersey. Might get him after Gore. Zach, I'm with you. Like, look, even if McCutchen only plays 1 year, man, I'm a big fan of that dude. I would love to get a Kutch jersey. You know, again, it's tough. I know some of y'all are bigger jersey people than others, but man, McCutchen just, that's classic, man. Rangers McCutchen jersey. I love it. I love it. I think it's between Kutch and Nimmo for me. We'll see what I end up doing. I got a birthday coming up here in a few weeks. Maybe I'll have to put that on my list. See if the wife can hook me up. That'd be awesome. Nimmo or McCutchen. That's what I'm going with right now. We'll see what ends up happening. Junis is a good bet for future closer. I'm actually a little surprised Skip hasn't pulled the trigger on that. Like, I know he used Junis already in this game, so it wasn't like he was an option late, right? But I'm actually a little surprised that Junis has not even been in the conversation. I mean, I did a little highlight edit when they signed Jacob Junis, and there were multiple ninth inning highlights, like game tied, Cleveland up 1 or 2. So the guy's got experience. Was a little bit taken back that he wasn't in the mix a little bit more in the spring. Like, Skip was very determined with Garcia and Martin. It threw me off a little bit that Junis wasn't even really thrown out there as an option. We'll see what happens. Skip said he had conversations with Kumar. Some not fair to a young pitcher, but he's on board for whatever the team needs. And in that situation, he was possibly going to use him, but we got out of it. Kumar's going to end up starting later on. Good stuff. Maybe he makes one of the starts against the Reds. He definitely has the arsenal to do it. That is 100% accurate. Talking about Kumar Rocker in the bullpen in the ninth inning, potentially was going to get used by Skip Schumacher in that ninth inning spot. We'll see what happens. Look, again, short term, I'm a fan. Long term, I don't know it's the best play for Kumar in his career to be a closer. I think that starting pitchers as well are infinitely more valuable than a closer. Unless you have like a Mason Miller type that's throwing 104, 105, you are going to get more for a starting pitcher, for a potential ace, than you are for a relief pitcher. It's just how it goes. But short term, the arsenal that he has, yeah, I think it plays in the ninth inning. I'm definitely with you there. Ethan, 100% we do. 100% we have a jock itch problem right now. Need the Lamisil big time. Don't know who is going to provide that beyond a DFA from the front office, but yeah, some jock itch relief would be helpful at this point. Ofer to start the year for Jock. Not great. Not great. But the exit velo. You see that jock hate online. That's 100% what is going to be the number one rebuttal. It only flies so high off the ground for me. That lasso thing is working. John, I'm glad you brought this up, man. The lasso thing is definitely working, man. Although Wyatt Langford got to work on his hips a little bit, man. Got to loosen up those hips, Wyatt. Evan Carter was booing him from the dugout. I love that. I posted that on X, on Facebook, on Threads. Y'all follow me over there. I post a lot throughout the day and during the games. I'll clip a lot of videos, stuff like that. Wyatt needs to loosen up a little bit in the hips, man. He was not bringing it today. Nimmo as well. I think Nimmo's got to get a little bit more hip action too. We got to get some of these guys a little bit more loose, man. We really do. But look, I love it. I don't know who started it. I would imagine maybe it was McCutchen. Maybe. I don't know. Evan Grant, I think, put out an article on it. Do we know who officially started it? I didn't get a chance to read that article by Evan. I don't know, but it is great. I really, really like the lasso, and I think it's bringing a good energy to the team. Kutch started it? Okay. Kutch, I figured, started it. I mean, I even love the Kutch, the home run trot when he does the tip at the very end, right when he crosses home plate. I think that's awesome. I just love that Kutch has embraced the culture, man, the Texan culture. It's great. So for McCutchen to bring that, 2 or 3 weeks, I just think that's awesome, man. And you know what? They better patch that in to MLB The Show stat. Like, you got to get that celebration. If it's not already in there, you have got to update that game with the lasso celebration. Please. Look, I don't have a lot of time to play video games these days. MLB The Show, I make an exception for. Love that game. Bought every single year since that game has been in existence. They got to get the lasso celebration in that game. Have to. Yeah, it's something about Texas as player just embrace, and I love it. Yeah, Kutch did it from the first day he got signed. Y'all remember he put out that video of him in the cowboy hat, had the boots. It was great. I love that he embraced it as much. At least Jock won't start tomorrow. Yeah, look, tomorrow we're going to preview the game for y'all. Texas, by the way, starting at 11:35 Texas time. Trevor Rogers on the mound. He has got some good numbers against Texas. This is going to be, I think, a tough matchup. It's a new team. It's a new look offense, but nevertheless, you've got a lot of very low batting averages against Trevor Rogers so far. We're going to preview that game here in just a second. Got to go ahead and check comments one last time before I do that preview. Nimmo and Smith have been a far better right field and second base than Garcia and Simeon so far. Josh Smith, I'm a little worried about him. I know some of y'all are not. I just think you look at some of the advanced stats. Josh Smith, one of the slowest bats in the league. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, y'all. When I say that, don't get it twisted, right? I love Josh H. Smith, but 12th percentile in bat speed, 12th percentile in exit velocity. That might have gone up a couple ticks with the single that he had tonight, but the bat speed is slow and the exit velocity is down. I'm a little bit worried about Josh Smith. I know he had a hit tonight. I know he worked a couple of walks the other night. I definitely think we got to keep our eye on Smitty, but I do hope that he succeeds. I think he's getting a great opportunity this year with Simeon being traded. He plays a pretty good second base. I've been impressed so far with the range he has, but I think that you got to let it play out a little bit with Smith. There are some guys that I think have a much shorter leash and runway than others. I would imagine they give Smitty an opportunity, a little bit more of a runway than even Josh Young or Jock Peterson's going to get. I don't think Jock is getting much of a runway at all, by the way. But I would imagine they will let Smitty ride things out a little bit here. But the slow bat and the weak EV, it worries me a little bit. It worries me a little bit. He hit one to the warning track. He'll be okay. Hope you're right. I hope you're right. Do we have a culture? I think we do have a culture. We keep rolling. Let's see. Oh, the challenge. I'm glad that we brought this up too. Some of y'all are talking about the challenge system. Look, first inning, you had deGrom, I believe, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and there was a borderline pitch, low and outside. deGrom was facing a lefty. Clearly a strike. Danny Jansen, deGrom don't challenge it. And I know what y'all are going to say. Like, it wasn't high leverage enough. What happens if, I think it was Adley Rutschman, wasn't it? What happens if the dude hits a home run the very next pitch and you could have challenged, won the challenge, and ended the inning? I think they have got to figure out this challenge situation. I can't figure out, and I don't know if the beat writers have asked, Skip, what's the challenge system process like for you guys in the clubhouse? Have the Rangers told the different players that can challenge first innings off limits? Do they give Danny Jansen and Kyle Higashioka free reign? Hey, if you know it, do it. I would love to know the system that the Rangers are employing right now with the challenges. I think you absolutely have to be a little bit disappointed with how tentative the Rangers have been early on. At least I am. I feel like they've left a number of different outs or walks on the table. I know there was one the other day where they should have had ball 4, runner on first. There wasn't a challenge, and I don't know what ended up happening, if we got an out or if we got on base, but there's been a number of those moments already where probably should have pulled the trigger on the challenge. And especially when it's the difference between an out or between a strikeout and a walk, I think you have to consider pulling that trigger, even if it's early innings, man. If you're right, you get to keep it. So don't be rash up there. But I mean, the catchers especially, man. Danny Jansen, that one in the first inning, man, you got to know it. That's a pretty good pitch. And it was. I think the Rangers have to do a little bit better job with the challenges. I really do. Let's see. Found out last night you can't challenge a pitch on a position player. Antonio, maybe I'm just being slow right now, but elaborate a little bit, my guy. Doesn't seem like our guys have much leeway to challenge for whatever reason. That's how I'm feeling. Silas, yeah, it does. It seems like they're afraid to challenge. I think it's tentativeness. Like, there are some catchers, like, think about Salvi Perez, who, by the way, is one of the best catchers to ever play the game, right? Look, I'm not saying he's, top 3, but Salvi Perez is going to go down as one of the, I think, best, if not above average, whatever word you want to call it. He's going to go down as in a top class. And he is calling those challenges, man, one after another. Y'all saw that, right? There was like 3 in a row. It felt like he challenged, just knows the zone, feels confident, and clearly the team has given him the rope to make those decisions. It does feel like they are a little bit tentative at this point. Keep on going. 4-1 star, JJ, I'm with you. We did upgrade a catcher, absolutely. I think Danny Jansen, he's given you more than Jonah Heim did last year, that's for sure, and in 2024. I feel like Jonah Heim's peak over the last 2 years was opening night 2024, man. Oh, all right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about that. Hey, let's go through the game for tomorrow. So, hey, we got Rogers throwing against the Baltimore Orioles. Rogers pitching for the Baltimore Orioles. You got Jake Berger and Evan Carter, no ABs against Rogers. You also have Zeke Duran 0 for 5, so I think Zeke's going to probably go back to the bench. Swaggerty 1 for 6. You got Kyle Higashioka 1 for 5. You got Danny Jansen 1 for 3 with a bomb. Might we see Danny Jansen again tomorrow? Probably. Josh Young 1 for 8 with an RBI. So I think Jungle Cat returns to the lineup, but not like he has great numbers against Trevor Rogers. Young actually does hit well against lefties. I mean, his career numbers against Southpaws are pretty good. Not against Trevor Rogers, though. Wyatt Langford 1 for 6. Andrew McCutchen. You think Kutch is going to be playing tomorrow? Check these numbers out. 6 for 12 with 3 bombs. 6 for 12 is Andrew McCutchen against Trevor Rogers, Orioles' probable starter tomorrow, with 3 bombs. Hello. Brandon Nimmo, 4 for 16. Jock Peterson, he won't be playing tomorrow unless it's a pinch hit opportunity. He does not have an AB against Rogers. Corey Seager, 2 for 8. Josh Smith, 1 for 5. On the other side, Evo against the Orioles. Alexander, 0 for 2. Alonso, 2 for 2. Kowser, 1 for 4 with a bomb. Gunnar Henderson, 5 for 7. Gunnar Henderson is probably the guy to look out for against Evaldi. 5 for 7 against Evo, 1571 OPS. Mountcastle looks like 6 for 20. And then you also have Adley Rutschman, who is 2 for 5 with a homer. Taylor Ward is 5 for 20. So that's where it lands. We've got a number of guys to look out for. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. And then, of course, after that, you've got Pete Alonso, 2 for 2 as well. Some of their best hitters. We'll see what ends up happening. Jock didn't do anything today to justify playing tomorrow anyway. Hit the ball hard a couple times, but I'm with you on that. A position player pitching, you can't challenge their pitches. I got you. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. What do we got? Anything else? Appreciate all you guys hanging. Hey, if you're hanging out and you haven't hit that follow button yet, let's do it, man. This is what we do pretty much every day. We hang out, we talk ball, mainly Rangers baseball, but a few different things from around the league always pop up throughout the conversation. We're going to do a little AL West roundup here in a second, and then we are going to call it a night. Appreciate all you guys. If you got a final comment, question, make sure you drop it right now. Houston up 8-1 on Boston. They are playing in Houston for that one. Beyond that, Angels up 2-0 over the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley. Yankees are up, looks like 2-0 against Seattle at T-Mobile. Logan Gilbert on the mound. And then the A's, what are they doing? They beat the Braves for their first win of the season. They won 5-2 in Atlanta. And so now we check the standings. Rangers are atop the AL West by a thin margin, but nevertheless sitting in first place. They will be a half game ahead of Houston if Houston is able to close out the win over the Red Sox. The Mariners, they would drop to a game and a half out with a loss. The Angels would bump up to 1.5 games back with a win. A's are 3 games back. There you go. A sweep would be 100% amazing going into the home opener. Absolutely. Can't agree any more than that. Go Rangers sweep time, Matt. Yes, sir. Yeah, TLC, I'm with you. If we had scored like this last year, who knows how well we would have done. Appreciate it. Are we done with Jock Peterson? We're going to be if it keeps on going the way it's going. Team Money, yes, sir. Great to be back hanging out with you guys. Great to be back. Always. Hey, thank you, y'all. We're going to take off for the night. Appreciate you hanging out. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for hanging out and chilling. It's always fun watching Rangers baseball with y'all. Appreciate you. Tomorrow, stream's going to be a little later. We're not going to be right after the game. Most people are working anyways. We're going to go live probably about 6 or 6:30 Texas time. So I'll try and maybe put something out there or at least schedule it in advance. But that's going to be the plan for right now. So we'll do a 6 or 6:30 Texas time start for tomorrow's show. Hopefully the Rangers close out a sweep. I'll hop on after I get home, get settled from work, and we'll go through it. Win or loss, rain or shine, man. That's what it's all about here, right on Rangers. No fair weather here, man. Great place to hang out, talk ball, and I appreciate all you guys. Don't take any of your support for granted. Hey, have a great rest of your Tuesday night and a great rest of the week. If I don't see you, hopefully I do. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.